Hello and welcome to our weekly Sott report from Germany. So, what's up these days? The biggest headlines, of course, were the refugees and what our Chancellor Merkel had to say about it. Well, she says a lot of things these days, and the biggest thing was, well, I'm not really sure what she meant with it, was she said she could not imagine to give shelter to these people in her own house, but she honors the courage of those who are doing so. Well, you might think that sounds a bit odd. Yeah, that's probably right, because she never get into that stuff and say things directly. She just weasel her way around the topics and don't say such things clearly, like she did with this refugee thing. And so such words are quite new from our perspective, especially if it comes out of the mouth of the so-called Mother Merkel, like we say it. We are not sure what to think about it and why she actually said that. So here in Germany, these refugee topic have totally run out the Syrian crisis. So there are almost no news about Russian fighting in Syria. You only read these refugees here, refugees there, and it's a bit funny because during the last weeks we could observe that the tones in politics have changed a bit, and it's shifted a little bit. Like it seems the politics are moving, or especially Merkel is moving a little bit more towards Russia. And if you look closely to the news, what other politicians say about it, it appears that there are some frictions within the politics about Angela Merkel's attempts to move a bit closer to Russia. And for example, if you take our Vice Chancellor Sigmar Gabriel, he seems to be a bit irritated by those moves, and you can tell it by looking at him if he acts or how he acts in interviews, especially too with the mainstream media. He comes across a bit edgy and sometimes even aggressive if he is directly questioned if he still agrees with the course of Angela Merkel or not. So he just weasel around and avoid to give clear answers, but you see he's not quite comfortable with it. So you might think that there is some beef going on behind the scenes that is somehow related to the refugee topic and Syria and Russia. And we, the German Sott team, perceive Sigmar Gabriel, for example, as the one who want to become the next chancellor of obviously backed up with the support from our beloved US friends. And we see these frictions with a bit of a concern that there might be attempts to get Merkel out of the way, since her moves toward Russia seem to be not in line with the orders from our US friends, from our puppet masters. And yeah, what should we think about it? We don't actually know. We wait how this unfolds. And in the meantime, we have these refugee crises, and this occupies our headlines the most. For example, we had an attack on an arson attack against a newly built refugee camp here last week. There are reports of physical fights, and people fear that terrorists may hide within the masses of the refugees, that cause increasing suspicion and rejection in the mind of the people against the poor refugees. And it seems that the mood is slowly turning against those refugees. What might be eventually in line with what the government actually wants? Who knows? And on the other side, we had a huge demonstration against the TTIP treaty here in Berlin, where nearly 250,000 people were on the streets to get to show that they don't want this treaty to become real. But it obviously is real already, and 250,000 is quite a remarkable number compared to other events. Thought almost no news coverage was visible, and the mainstream media played down the topic a bit. They say, for example, that those people are just irrational, fearful, and uneducated to see the obvious benefits of this treaty. Yeah, benefits. And it's the same old game to ease the masses with everything is just fine, don't worry. This is everything good. And obviously, some people don't buy it anymore. You can see it on the numbers, 250,000. And this gives hope, at least for us, that it might increase. And as a funny side note, here in Germany, we had a huge police raid against tax dodgers and undocumented work throughout the whole country. About 1,500 policemen, I think, raided 100 homes and even airports. And they make huge news. From time to time, such raids are still, yeah, how should I say that, popular here in this country, to show the people that the law and order is still in charge and that the bad guys are being chased. So it's quite ridiculous to witness such things, since we all know the real criminals hide elsewhere. And this is just the usual distraction to keep the eyes of the people focused on the small fry and think everything is still good, the good guys chasing the bad guys. Well, this was everything for the week, which is worth mention. And I say goodbye from Germany and keep your eyes open.